Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday evening. Hope the day has been good. I know it's flown by for me. Hope it's flown by for you. And yeah, got off really, I said in a video that I did earlier, a very interesting story today because I didn't expect it. And I say that a few times. And I sort of have said that, expect to see some names that I don't expect. More of a database driven, young, up and coming talent, not someone that moved to Saudi Arabia to earn 300 grand a week, like a Ruben Neves. So we're talking the reports around Spurs' interest in a Ruben Neves, as well as an update really on Eric Dier and first clear signal that January is probably the month that he's going. You're gonna want to know about that. If you are new, hit me with a subscribe. Do us a favour. We're on a good journey, and I want you to come along and join us on this journey. Let's jump in. So this came from, and look, I'm going to put my hands up and say, I don't believe this rumour for a second, but I want to talk about it because I want to dispel it, okay? Came from Team Talk, and it was an exclusive that said that Ruben Neves is keen to return to the Premier League with Saudi Arabia dream proving a disappointment. Shock. Newcastle, Arsenal and Tottenham are all interested in signing the former Wolves midfielder. Now, obviously there's that vote coming up around, deals between clubs, because I think they're looking at Newcastle and Saudi Arabia being a massive loophole that they can't want to sew up because they don't want Saudi Arabia to buy every player, then loan them back to Newcastle for pennies on a dollar and make that work through financial fair play because Saudi Arabia doesn't have it, right? But then at the same time, why would they then loan to Arsenal or Spurs? Top six rivals. They wouldn't. Number one, there you go. Number two, 300 grand a week. Spurs aren't paying that. And again, Saudi Arabia will look at it and go, well, you can have him, but we want you to take every single penny of his loan money. Makes your financial fair play situation a little bit worse, makes you harder to sign players going forward. Not going to happen, right? It's not to say he's not a good player or he's a bad player. I'm just saying what the truth is. Had he not gone to Saudi Arabia, I probably would have said it is a distinct possibility that would have got in there because good on the ball, defensively not the worst, technically quite decent, can take the ball off a back four, can score a long range goal. We all know Ruben Neves can score an absolute belter. He would have costed 50, 60 million, right? I don't see Spurs spending 60 million pounds on a player. You're talking nearly 70 million euros. No, I can see a 50 million euros, talking about more 40 million pounds because we've seen it. Mickey van der Ven, Maddison. Obviously I know we've had other players in the squad, Romero, Richarlison, but normally when it reaches 50 and above, it doesn't always really work out. Romero is probably the only one that you can sit there and say, yeah, it's been decent, right? Pedro Porro is late 30s. He's worked out all right, to be fair. But in reality, Spurs work anywhere between 20, normally about 20, give or take a few quid, and 40. That's normally the market that we're working, and we don't work 40 and above. It's rare. We can, but it's rare. So it would have been rare for Ruben Neves. Now that he's moved to Saudi Arabia, it is even more rare that it would ever happen. It's not going to happen, guys. I just wanted to put it out there because I have seen some people talk about it and I wanted to just to debunk it. So before any of you in the comments kick off, because you've not watched all the way through till 3 minutes, 40 seconds, I've agreed with you. I'm debunking it. All right. Let's talk Eric Dier, and this I think is more relevant for the conversation going forward into January. We know Eric Dier's got 6 months come January to the end of the season. That's the length of his contract, and then he's officially a free agent. We know that we'd probably want to move him on, at least on loan for that last 6 months, so we can bring someone else in, right? So to take up his roster, I call it a roster spot. It's not the NBA, NFL. His squad place, right? So from Football Insider, they put out that Tottenham will let Eric Dier leave in January if they can sign a replacement for injured Mickey van der Ven. Now, we know, I think we know as fans, but also Fabrizio Romano has always said, by the end of December, a lot of the players will be thereabouts coming back to full fitness. Okay, I'm not saying all of them. There's going to be a couple that aren't. But, Solomon should be back by that point. Richarlison should be back by that point. Dogi has got a few niggly injuries at the moment. He should be back by that point. You'll have Romero back off suspension. Basuma's back off suspension. obviously Maddison and Van der Ven are potentially a little bit longer. I expect, I mean, you look, Van der Ven's injury was towards the start of this month, right? Wasn't last week, the week before. He will probably, thinking about it, because they talked about how it's going to be probably a couple of months that he's going to be out injured. I would say it's, early mid-January, I'd say we expect to see Mickey Van der Ven. So come that point, he's going to be back. Romero should hopefully be all right in there. If you're letting Eric Dier go, we want a left centre-back. And I think this is the thing I'm worried about is Spurs will go, yeah, but if we let, we've got Ben Davies. Ben Davies is good enough to the end of the season. It's always, they'll be good enough to the end of the season, which normally by that point is we've nuked our season and they think, what's the point of spending any money? We might as well keep going on, save a few quid, and then we'll act in the summer. Normally that rubbish, right? But what happens in January if we're sitting in the top 4? We can't sit there and go, well, we sat in the top. This is what big clubs and Spurs do, right? Big clubs go, we'll sit in the top 4, spend a bit of money, we'll guarantee top 4. Spurs will go, we're good enough to get in top 4 for the first part of the season. We don't need to buy anyone else because we'll be good enough to get there to the end of the season. Doesn't really work like that. Normally clubs sprinkle in 1 or 2 signings just to take them up that level. And I said to you, if you have that 6-month window between January and summer, coming into the following season where they've had 6 months with Ange, then a whole pre-season, that next summer, they are raring to go. Now, I'm not saying you fill out and you do all of your transfer business in January. That you don't do that, but you bring in 1 or 2. If Richarlison moves on, you've got to replace him. They're not going to replace Perisic because they think, well, we haven't had him all season. There's no point in replacing him. And I don't have an issue with that to a degree. I would like Perisic's spot to be taken by a youth player. That's how I would like that one. Give them 6 months. If they're not going to play in that game at that weekend, all right, go to the under-23s, play that game. Right, you're going to be on the bench for this game. Make sure you're fit, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to put any names on that one. I'm just saying that's what I would like his spot to be. You still got Ryan Sessegnon to come back. We still have no idea when he's coming back. But to be honest, it does kind of look like his Spurs career is probably done and he's going to be loaned out. That's how I look at it. They'll loan him out, see if they can regain some value and then move him on. That's what they tried to do every other player. And obviously that's worked out so well that they've done that. But I think what you'll find is that left-back position is going to need work. Do we have a backup left-back in the youth setup? Probably not right now, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. And I have no issues with Ben Davies being the backup left-back to the end of the summer. But left centre-back needs work. Needs work this window. Right centre-back, do something with Ashley Phillips. That's the way I look at that one. Or a Dorrington. One of the two. Make them the other right centre-half. Give the backup, okay? Right back, you're going to be with Emerson Royale to the end of the season. You know how I feel about that situation. Midfield, Lo Celso. We've already said that if they get an offer between 15 and 20 million, they're going to take it, and then you're going to have to look to replace Lo Celso. Left wing, got Richarlison, wanted by Saudi Arabia. If you move him on, you're going to have to look to replace him. Solomon, okay, you've got him, you've got Brennan Johnson, you've got Kulusevski and Brian Hill. I don't want this to become a situation where they go, we've got 4, that'll be after the end of the season. Push comes to shove, we'll put Sonny out left wing. No, you go and bring someone else in. Even if it's Illing Jr. for a 6-month loan deal, you bring someone in to play wing. I'd like Newsom myself, but that's neither here nor there. So you can see I think Eric Dier does go. He's got the market. Sporting Lisbon, Bayern Munich, hell, Saudi Arabia probably would knock on the front door for him. We'll have a team probably in the Premier League. We have Burnley, and I think one of the teams down there come January might look at it and go, tell you what, let's take a flyer on Eric Dier for 6 months. If we get relegated, we don't have to stay on financially with him. If he keeps us up, happy days. Everyone's a winner. He still gets his free agent, free transfer move to a club that he wants to make the most money he can possibly make. We keep in the Premier League, make loads of money because of it, and we can then look to bring in a centre-half that we want. I can see that happening. I really, really can. Injuries happen. Teams need players. Eric Dier 6 months. And I can see that happening. So I see Eric Dier moving on. Bringing in a replacement, I'd like that still to be the left centre-back, but I'd like another centre-half anyway if you're not going to trust Dorrington or Phillips. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Go on, hit it now. There you go. Nice. Hit me in the comment section below about Ruben Neves and how not every transfer rumour has any real substance to. This one included. Now, if I'm wrong, hey, but this one included. Eric Dier's situation and what you hope for January going forward. I want to know what you think about January transfer window and where you think realistically we go. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But no, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.